Hello everyone, and this is my review for Monday Night Raw on May 18th, 2015. And this being the first show after the Payback pay-per-view, I feel like even though the next special event or pay-per-view type show being Elimination Chamber is only 2 weeks away, they didn't just, rush everything. Obviously they got everything in there in the terms of the participants for the Elimination Chamber matches themselves, one with the tag match and one with the Intercontinental title. I'll get into those in a few moments. Starting out with how they started out the show with the promo between Stephanie McMahon and Triple H, going out there and putting emphasis on this celebration that they were going to have for Seth Rollins later on in the night, and then afterwards putting great emphasis on the Intercontinental title portion of the Elimination Chamber show, which is obviously going to be inside the Elimination Chamber, which led Sheamus and Ryback being out there, and then them initially making them two of the participants inside of the Elimination Chamber match. I liked the promo delivered by Ryback. I even liked the aspect of how he interrupted Stephanie in the ring. It was a very good spot, and a good way, a good nonchalant way of setting up the match that night between Sheamus and Ryback, which was an okay match, nothing special, nothing to write home about, but at least they got something conveying across there with what they were going for with the Intercontinental title match coming up at the pay-per-view. Obviously, they named people throughout the night for the Intercontinental title. Bad News Barrett gets into it. Rusev gets in there. Dolph Ziggler gets inside of there. The one person that I thought they would put in there, but they decided not to, was Neville. They had kind of been building him up over the past few weeks. He's obviously been feuding with Bad News Barrett, or King Barrett now, and they decided to not put him in this match. It kind of that one kind of weirded me out a little bit, but it is what it is there. Also, the match between Bad News Barrett and Neville was better this week, better this night than it was the night before. I did not like that match that they put on. Sorry about that. I did not like the match that they put on the night before at Payback. They did a relatively better job here. Just a little bit, obviously with a little bit of interference being in there, but, it is what it is in that case. Like I said, I'm almost a little bit perplexed because of how they've been building up Neville. The fact that they have Bad News Barrett in there, he's been feuding with Neville for that time. You almost thought, kind of, put him in the match itself, and I was kind of shocked they decided not to go that route in this case. Onto the Tag Team Elimination Chamber match. Obviously, they set it up throughout the night with the Tag Team title match with Cesaro and Kid versus the New Day. New Day coming out there doing their thing, basically explaining what is going to happen with the Elimination Chamber match. I'm kind of glad that they're going with the aspect of having 6 teams inside of the match, and the team members would be in the pods. I know in the WWE games in the past, the only way you've been able to do that has been the tornado style 6-man tag, and you have 3-on-3. So the aspect of having the 6 teams in there is going to be an interesting one, and I'm actually kind of interested to see how they pull this off. And this is probably one of the good things about the fact that they can do these specials on the network whenever they feel like doing them. They can try new things. Elimination Chamber matches in the past have either been revolving around #1 contenderships for the world title, or the world title, or one of the world titles themselves. Now they have the Elimination Chamber match, and they're going to have 2 of them, and they're doing them with completely different aspects. Like, obviously one's kind of normal, but it's with a completely different title that usually doesn't get this attention of the Elimination Chamber with the Intercontinental title. But now they're going to do something completely different and give this attempt to do a Tag Team Elimination Chamber match. That's not a bad thing in the grand scheme of it. It looks good on paper. It could end up being a complete cluster and not good at all, but the one good thing about this, you give a high-profile match to people that don't necessarily get these type of matches, and now they have a chance of showing off what they can do with these style of matches, and hopefully they can deliver, especially the tag team title match. That has potential of being really good or really, really bad. So we'll see how these guys end up working with the Elimination Chamber going into that special event here in a couple weeks. You had Nikki Bella and Naomi have the title match again, and obviously they also had Paige return after the disqualification and everything, so they're kind of setting up for a triple threat at this time. I'm actually hoping that they put the title on Naomi. And the reason why I want them to put the title on Naomi is so they don't waste another heel turn or waste a turn of some kind and do nothing with it in the end. They have a pre-set type of feud with Naomi and Paige for afterwards, but are they going to actually go that route? I like the aspect that Paige ran out there, cleared the ring, and then actually attacked Nikki Bella in this case as well, because she is the true #1 contender. They still played off of that, and it can lead into a potential triple threat match. So we'll see how they're gonna go with it, go with this route here. But like I'm saying, I think they need to put the title on Naomi relatively soon, so they don't really waste this heel turn in any way. So that's just how I feel about that one, and we'll see where they actually go with that here in the very near future. The whole aspect throughout the entire show of like Randy Orton, Dean Ambrose, and Roman Reigns getting pushed to the back of the line. I liked what they went with Dean Ambrose here. Obviously, him just trying to barge his way in and doing his typical shtick. His match with Bray Wyatt was really good. Then again, those matches have been good in the past. I like how they interjected J&J Security in there to kind of keep a whole aspect of him going against the Authority and everything on that aspect. Him interrupting the proceedings to, you know, eventually set up him getting the title match was relatively well done and well put together. You know, it's good to see the aspect that they are truthfully going with the newer talent. And, you know, you're not just getting the same old guys now. It had felt like for years, almost like the same old shtick over and over. It'd be Cena, Orton, Batista, this person, Triple H, or, you know, the typical people up top staying there. And I'm just liking the aspect that they are attempting to bring in the new talent and actually giving them these opportunities, and can they run with that ball? Obviously they believe in Seth Rollins at this point in time. Let's see how long that actually continues on. In some ways I'm not really liking how they're depicting him as champion. It kind of has that Magnus effect like in TNA. So hopefully they kind of, you know, sway a different route and maybe not have so much interference in every single one of his matches here in the very near future, so they can actually make him a more full-on credible champion down the road. I like the aspect that he's using the pedigree here as well. Kind of gives you an indication maybe Triple H is going away from the ring completely, like you might not even do once a year anymore. And they're kind of having him use that, like inherit that move, and almost that, like they're making it almost feel like a mantra or a, you know, what is it? What's the proper word I'm looking for here? A tribute to his quote-unquote mentor Triple H and how and the Authority and everything. So it's definitely a good way of them going with how good way with you know, them going, especially since he can't use the curb stomp anymore. One of the last things I wanted to talk about was the whole John Cena Kevin Owens meeting. Obviously they were doing the US Open Challenge and Kevin Owens comes out. I liked the promo between Owens and Cena. They did a really good job here, and I like the aspect that you know, you had Kevin Owens attempting to not fully downgrade the United States title, but kind of downplay the fact that he has his prize, that's what he wants right now, and that they will fight at some point. And then, of course, them setting up for Owens to attack Cena, and the aspect of them having a match at Elimination Chamber is another good way of going. I actually enjoyed that segment of the show, and honestly, this Raw was actually not that bad. It was actually quite enjoyable in a lot of cases. So that's not a bad thing either for the time being. They did a really good job of setting up Elimination Chamber in a very, very quick amount of time. And the card, at least, you know, maybe just on the aspect of them trying new things with the Elimination Chamber. And yeah, obviously instead of having the world title in there, you have the Intercontinental title inside of there. They're putting some emphasis behind the Intercontinental title, using a big profile match for it. Maybe that's what makes it so intriguing for the Elimination Chamber card. Obviously having Kevin Owens and John Cena on there as well helps that case out. But it feels like it's shaping up to be a fairly entertaining event, and it should be fun to watch in a couple weeks here. So that is my review this week of Monday Night Raw, and I thank you guys for watching.